What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're here for the first time and want to get daily updates like this video, make sure that you subscribe, and if you want to get notification for every new video that I release, make sure you hit that notification bell. In this video I talk with ACoS, a PPC expert. He have an agency that they manage millions of dollars for big sellers every month, and on this video we talk about single words with no sales. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I actually made a video a few weeks ago about PPC Ninja. That's a tool that allows you to discover those words, those search terms that didn't give you any sale, and save you a ton of time. So I'm going to put a link to that video in the video description and on the first comment. But before you check out this video, make sure that you watch this video to understand the concept, to understand what are those single words with no sale. Is it bad? Is it good? So you understand the strategy. Without further ado, let's jump to the explanation with ACoS.
Okay, I want to come to this. This is I hope I'll be able to explain it well. I'm not sure if I'm the best teacher, so you help me, Tomer, to explain it. So this is also what we discussed before, what we can do when we have a lot of search terms that had less than 10 clicks and no sales, okay? So let me try to explain it very simple. What we do and what we want to accomplish with this. So let's say we have a campaign. We have a sleeping pillow, okay? We sell a sleeping pillow. And if you dive deep into the campaign, you'll see that you have a lot of search terms. And one search term is a travel pillow. One search term is neck travel pillow. And all of those search terms, let's say, had one click and no sale. One search term is airplane travel pillow, right? So you have a lot of different search terms. They had one click, no sale. As we discussed, it's impossible for a human being to go through tens of thousands of search terms and see, okay, this search term travel is not relevant. It had one click and no sale. Let me add it as a negative. First of all, the logic is, you'll think, why should I even waste my time on this? This particular search term, let's say the last 30 days, just spent $1 or $2, right? It doesn't even make sense to go through all those search terms.
I just made a video a few weeks ago just about that, how much you can save by negating those as as a phrase.
A negative phrase, right?
Yeah, and you save a lot of money. Some softwares do give you that option. I did use PPC Ninja in order to do that. I think pretty sure you can do it with Scale Insights too.
Correct.
But yeah, it's a lot of like room to save money and negate those as phrases. Like, for example, I see here old or toddlers, they got 54 clicks and no sales. So that means that you could not necessarily, you didn't have it as exact toddlers, but toddlers was a common word among many search terms, and you see that those search terms never converted. So you want to add toddlers as phrase. Am I correct?
100%. Yeah. So let me finish my point, just because I didn't finish my thought process.
Sorry.
So no. So as you discussed, we have many search terms that have the word travel in it. But what if now we can take this entire search term report and break it down into single words, so we can see that the word travel, as you said, had 50 clicks and no sale. But again, now that the word travel had actual 50 clicks, but the word travel, between a lot of different search terms that it appeared, had 50 clicks, and no search term that had the word travel had a sale. So we know, oh, maybe this word travel is a problem word, right? Because, and of course we know that we sell a sleeping pillow, and I see that we have the word travel. We don't sell travel pillows. So I understand what's going on. So we'll take the word travel and add it to the negative phrase, and this is actually negating a ton of search terms that just had one click.
Yeah.
So we basically saved a lot of money. So this is something that I would never automate. I would never automate negative phrase on an account. So what we do is we basically break down the search term report into by ad group. Okay, so we look at every ad group and we break down the search term report into single words, and we look what are words that did not have any sale between all the search terms. Meaning to say, when a certain search term had this word,
you don't
did not have a sale.
Specific ad groups.
Yeah, but look at ad groups, because I would never negate. I would be too afraid to negate to put a negative phrase on an account level, right? Because we always might add more products, and maybe for that product I wouldn't want to negate it. So I wouldn't want to do it on an account level and boom, go to every campaign and add it as a negative.
Can we even add it on an account level? I mean, when I say account level, I would just add it, you know, I do bulk shit, yeah, to every campaign.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I would be a little too afraid to do something on an account level. I mean, on scale, and add something as a
and
negative.
It's a lot of work, by the way. It's a lot of work to add them to all the campaigns, to be honest.
Yeah, okay, that part you can probably automate with
you can automate.
Operations. It shouldn't be too complicated over the right software, but yeah. So we do it on an ad group level. So as you mentioned, in our case today, you see, for example, toddlers. So let's say this account sells something, and I by the way, change the words a little bit. So, but let's say they sell, I don't know, they sell toys, okay? But this toy is not for toddlers, right? It might be for older kids, but there are certain search terms, toys for toddlers, toddlers toys. We saw that toddlers had 54 clicks between a lot of different search terms. It spent $18 and it did not have a sale. So if we go into the ad group, we understand what this product is. We understand that toddlers is not a relevant word to this product. We will add toddlers as a negative phrase. And I'll give you another good example. We can even do it, by the way. It's not on our audit, but sometimes we'll even look at a high ACoS. So we can also break it down, again, in our internal tool and even see the ACoS of every word. So I'll give you an example. We have a client that sells plastic containers, okay? You'll have sometimes people that put in glass containers. Now, 90% of the people that are looking for glass containers will not buy the product, right? But sometimes here there's somebody looking for glass containers. They see a plastic container, they will buy the product. Yeah. So we can see, for example, that the word glass, again, between a lot of different search terms, but the word glass has an ACoS of 500%, and it spent, let's say, $1,000. So sometimes we don't even look at words that did not have a sale. We also sort by ACoS, and we see certain words.
I also do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so see that certain words have a very high ACoS because sometimes you will have this irrelevant keyword convert, but if you look at the larger scale,
very important point. Yeah, I also check that. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe certain people will say, hey, how can you negate a keyword that brought you a sale? It's a new incremental sale. Look,
efficiency.
Correct, it's efficiency. And also, if it's not a relevant keyword, you'll never rank organically for that keyword.
Yeah.
So, yeah, again, that's something that you have to do with common sense. You cannot have it automated. You need to have a human being analyze it and make a logical decision if you should negate this or not. So that's what we do with the single words, and we do this for all of our accounts. So that's basically the audit. But now I want to discuss about one important thing that we discussed, and I want to elaborate a little bit more on this. So right now we did have a conversation on how we can try to negate and eliminate a little bit all these search terms that have less than 10 clicks and that didn't have a sale, right? So this is something that helps because we basically try to find a certain trigger word that because of this word, it didn't convert. But I also want to elaborate. Sometimes people ask, what is a normal percentage of spend that should go towards keywords without any sales? And people will just give out numbers. Some will say 10%, some will say 20%, 30%. But I want to break it down. And I've never heard anybody discuss this, and I think it's a very important conversation. So I want to pull up over there an Excel sheet. It's not too fancy. I just made it before our call, and I want to explain it. So let's analyze. We have two scenarios, and let's analyze both of them. Okay? So over here, we have an account. Let's assume scenario one is one account, scenario two is a different account. So we have an account that it has 10 different search terms. Each search term had one click. Okay, it's a garlic press. You see garlic press, stainless steel, AXA garlic press, whatever. 10 random search terms. Each search term had one click. They each have the cost per click.
They all have in common that they have the phrase garlic press within them.
Correct, and they are all garlic press keywords. Now,
variations of that. Yeah,
correct. They all had one click. Now, one search term by chance had one order. Garlic press had one order, and the sale price is $27.99, and the ACoS of this particular keyword is 3%. But if you look at the total spending of this account, let's assume this is an account, it spent $7, the sales are $28. The conversion rate is 10%, right? Because I had 10 clicks. So the conversion rate on this account is 10%, and the ACoS is 25%. Okay. Now, if you want to analyze this account, I want to ask you, Tomer, what percent of spending on this account went to search terms without a sale? So again, let's not make the exact number with the close McLeay, but let's just make it simple. What?
It's 90%, no?
Correct, 90%. So this account sounds very bad, right? 90% of the spend went to keywords without a sale. Oh, wow, we need to clean it up, right? Okay. Now, let's go to scenario 2. We have one keyword, garlic press, okay? Cost per click is 70 cents. It had 10 clicks, one order. Sales, $27.99, equals 25%. Total spend, let's look at these both scenarios together. Total spend, $7. Total sales, $27.99. Conversion rate is 10%, the equals 25%. What percent of this account went to search terms without a sale?
Zero.
So now let me ask you, which scenario 1, scenario 2, which one is better? Which one is more efficient?
Now that I look at it, I think the scenario 1 is better because let's say it will give you more opportunity to rank organically, right? For more keywords rather than scenario 2.
Right.
But so at the same time, nothing got sold there. So I don't know how effective is that.
Okay, so let me tell you. So I don't want to go into the deeper part of it, that rather go after one keyword, aggressive or 10 long tail keywords. That's not the point. But I want to focus from an efficiency perspective. They're both the exact same. They're the same, right? They're the same efficient. Why? Because every account, you have to understand, if you have an account that has a conversion rate of 10%, that means,
you mean from spend point of view, but efficiency, like to manage, I don't know. I think it's easier to manage one keyword.
Yes, I'm not talking easier or not easier. I'm talking so let's say somebody will come to you and say, right. Yeah, also let's say somebody comes to you and says scenario 1, it's a disaster of an account, you know? Let's say an agency doesn't audit, okay? And I say, this account, you know what I can do for you? 90% of your sales of your spend goes to keywords without any sale.
Yeah.
That's not so bad. You know why? Because technically, my conversion rates, because the conversion rate is not only on a keyword, it's also on a cohortion of keywords, right? On
the total number of clicks. That's what it is.
Correct. So technically, in this case, I would say, again, without going into strategy, rather go after one keyword for ranking. Just from an efficiency perspective, they're both the exact same efficient. Meaning to say, they both have a conversion rate of 10%. So you have to understand, every account, right? If the conversion rate is 10%, that always means 90% of your spending goes to waste, if you can call it waste, right? Why? Because your conversion rate is 10%. That means 90% of the people that click don't buy a product. So the only difference is, if you are concentrated after like if you go aggressive after a few keywords, you will always have the percentage of sales. The percentage that goes towards keyword without any sales, that will always be lower because you're focusing on less keywords and most of the spend goes to high search volume keywords. So you won't have all these long tail keywords that had a lot of clicks and no sales. But if you have an account like this, where you're not going aggressive after certain keywords, it's more spread out, thin, through a lot of different search terms.
Yeah.
Now the conversion rate plays out that instead of having 10 clicks on one search term and 10 clicks on one sale, you'll have 10 clicks on 10 different search terms.
Yeah.
And one of those 10 clicks will have a sale, right? Just that's how statistics work. 1 out of 10 will have a sale. And the spend, sales, conversion rate, ACoS is the same. So technically, when you look at this account, there's technically nothing wrong with it. And there's also, you can't say just 90%, you have to negate it. And I want to even talk about this, which is also what we discussed before. Let me ask you, which keyword is technically a better keyword? Is this keyword, the keyword garlic press that had a sale, one order, is it a better keyword than garlic press, sale, and steal? The answer is no.
No, it's not enough data. It's just one click.
Correct. So this had one click on one order. This had one click on no order. So technically, the same, the conversion rate, the keyword is not You can't say this keyword is better because ACoS is 3%. It doesn't work that way. So technically, if you look at an account like this, it's a perfect account. You can, again, I'm not going into a strategy point, maybe rather focus aggressive on one keyword for ranking. I'm talking from an efficiency standpoint. You cannot say that all these 9 clicks went to waste. And let me negate it, okay? So,
but like you said, as far as efficiency, they're both as the same. Like it can't say this is better or this
correct.
is
Correct. They're both the same efficient. And this account, scenario 1, does not have more wasted spend than scenario 2. So so now let's get back to this. Okay. So which is what I see on many accounts. In the keyword density, the more that the higher percentage of sales that come from search terms that had between 1 and 5 clicks, on those accounts, usually the bigger percent of the percent of spending that goes through search terms without any sales will be bigger. Why is that? Very simple.
Why?
Right?
Because it's more like those 1 terms on the left scenario 1, because it's a lot of
exactly.
Okay. Now we understand why it's not necessarily bad. And maybe when you look at it just like that, you say, oh wow, I'm like spending so much money on nothing that give me sales.
Correct.
But you can say the same thing on those 10 clicks, and only 1 click got you a sale, and then if you take these 9 clicks, the same percentage.